In a moment with a story you've already heard, how grammar has gotten increasingly worser. We've already received emails tonight because of a grammatical error in one of our reporters' stories this evening. We said less when we meant fewer, and we apologize, though it's hardly just us. We are in the middle of a bad grammar epidemic in this country. Perhaps you've seen signs of it yourself in memos, documents, and computer speak on the internet. Grammar and spelling have really gone the way of the black and white television set these days. The good news is some people are taking much-needed action. And we assigned this story to our own Roger O'Neill because he writes good.
It seems us Americans ain't talking too good.
Yeah. Here,
Don't write worth a lick, and worser with emails. Our grammar, punctuation, and spelling is abysmal, and corporate America is saying stop. When Texas communications company Valor discovered its workers, including managers, weren't communicating,
no more than 2 subject and verb combinations, no more.
It enrolled them in remedial business writing class.
Okay, great.
Jeff Harrington thinks computers are partly to blame for dumbing down English.
People who are used to using BlackBerry's instant messaging, and they're transferring that way of writing into all forms of writing.
A recent survey found Fortune 500 companies spending more than $3 billion a year retraining workers in basic English. Even writers have trouble writing.
This sentence is 45 words long.
Sacramento Bee columnist Don Morrison sees the enemy every time he looks in the mirror. Morrison is a client of Roger Peterson, who was among the first to notice Americans butchering their language.
How about this expression? For all intents and purposes. What does that mean? At this point in time. What does that mean? How is that better than saying now? Awfully. That was an awfully nice dinner you just served me. Well, was it a nice dinner or was it an awful dinner? Make up your mind. We simply now must salvage American English.
Unbelievable. One of today's in-words, overused or used incorrectly. Unbelievable means I don't believe a thing I just said. Anxious. The president is anxious to meet the prime minister, which means he doesn't want to meet him at all. And irregardless. Best of all, look it up in the dictionary. You won't find it because it doesn't exist. It's not a word. Unbelievable. Roger O'Neill, NBC News, somewhere in Wordville.
It gets worse. We did find irregardless in 2 dictionaries. It's a word, just not a good one. That's our broadcast for all intents and purposes this Thursday night. We'll look for you tomorrow night. Thank you for being with us. Good night.